have a green thumb. More recently, the plants inside and outside my house seem to wither and die no matter what I do or I don't do. I have to admit, though, that I give my plants less attention than they need to grow and to thrive. And let me turn that into a bit of a metaphor for my life and maybe your life too. I, in the past, have tended to care for myself in the same way I care for my plants, which is sporadically and kind of as an afterthought. If I find myself, feeling tired or lacking energy or going down a negative mental or emotional wormhole, or I'm feeling spiritually disconnected, that's when I start to add water and fertilizer. The rest of the time, though, I don't pay much attention to my garden, my body, mind, and soul garden. So it's no wonder that I haven't been thriving and blooming. You have to carefully tend the garden of your body, mind, and soul if you want it to grow and bear fruit and to thrive. So here's the thing. For the last decade or so, I've been too busy to give myself the time and attention necessary to grow and to thrive emotionally and spiritually and physically. I haven't been a good caretaker of my own garden. So it makes total sense that I gained weight. I've been struggling with thyroid issues and now cholesterol issues. Plus I've been unhappy and disconnected with myself, with source, with others. I kind of let my garden go to seed and become overrun with weeds. So most recently, in the last 6 to 9 months, maybe 9 to 10 months, I don't know, I've been doing a better job of tending my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual garden. My thumb is getting a little greener, and I'm consciously and more consistently taking better care of myself. So how am I doing that? It's with some intentional actions, and I'm in process of this. I'm still working on this, but as I go along, my thumb gets a little greener, and my garden is starting to look a little better. So if you're struggling in the same areas, maybe some of these the techniques or tools that I'm using or strategies might work for you. So the first one is to make time for you. I don't know for how long, I've been working, even on the weekends, and I don't make time for myself. I always have to stressful to fit it in. But these days I'm blocking time every day for myself in the morning. So I get up earlier than I used to, so I have to go to bed earlier, but I go to bed earlier, and then I get up and I exercise and I meditate or do self-hypnosis. And the goal is always to get to my desk and then write after that. So I'm not rushing to my desk as soon as I wake up or feeling like I have to get there first thing. I give myself that breathing room. And in the evening, one of the things I've been doing is shutting down my computer 100%. So I used to always have it up and running, and it was just sleeping, and I could go get things going really quickly whenever I felt the need or the desire. And so I would run up after dinner and do some more work. These days I shut my computer down, like totally shut it down, and I don't turn it on again until the morning. I make time most days, not every day, but when the weather was good and the sun was up longer, I would walk with my husband almost every day. And, we spend the evening relaxing, and I go to bed early so I can some nights read and always get 8 hours of sleep. So I'm also taking a little more time off of work. That's been something in progress also, but instead of working all through the weekend, especially now with the pandemic, when every day looks exactly the same, I'm trying to take a little time off on the weekends as well. And it could be a half a day, it could be a whole day, but to walk on the beach, read a little, listen to something, videos, a course I'm taking, anything like that. All of this goes to number 2 as well, which is to feed your soul. And some of you may have known that I created my Inspired Creator community for this reason, to feed my soul and to help other seekers gather together to create lives that feed their souls too. So the Inspired Creator community is personal and spiritual growth. And I really feel like when you combine those and you're focused and intentional about feeding your soul, that you create the life you really want, and you're happy and healthy and fulfilled. So in order to feed my soul, I've been blocking time on my calendar for the things that do that for me, that do feed my soul. And that includes spiritual and personal growth. So I enrolled in a class that I'm spending a lot of time on every week that is personal and spiritual growth. I also might read or attend a virtual course or get coached. These are all things I've been doing over the last few months. Also includes, when the weather permits, a walk on the beach, or allowing myself to just sit and look out the window and enjoy nature. When it comes to my business, I'm trying to spend more and more time on my writing, which is my superpower and a way for me to fulfill my purpose. Coaching clients and helping writers and other people level up and create lives that feed their souls too is also a way for me to feed mine. Like when I'm helping others, I definitely feel like that's helpful to me. Working on my programs is often on purpose for me. The Inspired Community, Creator Community, or the Nonfiction Writers University. These are, if I'm doing something that really I'm passionate about, then that's also feeding my soul. I also try to connect with family, and I've talked about this a lot and written about it, connecting with family and friends. So that's the third thing I do. Make time every week to chat with family and friends. It could be a Zoom meeting with friends or a phone call with one of my kids or a sister. If necessary, it's texting, but I do try to connect with people on a regular basis. My husband and I eat dinner together every night and talk, and if it wasn't in the middle of a pandemic, I would try to meet with friends as well, consistently and on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, to actually meet up with someone for a coffee or a meal. One of the other things that I've had to do to care for my garden is to limit negative input. I keep negative input to a minimum, especially now during the COVID-19 pandemic and with the election. During the election here in the US, I really had to stop going and looking at CNN and checking the news during the day. I rarely get into one of those modes where that's what I do, but I did, and so I had to limit it. I had to say no more checking CNN, and my husband and I spend about 30 to 45 minutes on the news in the evening just to check in and see what's going on, and then I go on my way. Most evenings we spend some time watching some kind of feel-good show and maybe watching a movie on the weekends. I avoid negative people as much as I can. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but I try to give myself positive input with books, podcasts, audiobooks, classes, whatever. And that's super helpful. And exercise too is a way for me to keep, this positive energy, exercise gives you all those hormones that are good for feeling good. So that goes to caring for my body, which is number 5. And I realized the importance of caring for the temple of my soul. So I sleep a lot. I get 8 hours of sleep every night. I eat a pretty healthy diet, although some test results I got recently show that I need to up my game here. So I'll be taking more care with that over the next year. I take supplements on a regular basis. I exercise 5 or 6 days a week for 25 to 45 minutes. And all of that helps me, care for my physical body, but also my emotional and mental body. So there's a little bit of extra fertilizer, though, that I think that a lot of us need, especially me, when tending our gardens of our body, mind, and soul, and that is joy. Joy. I realized I have not been enjoying my life. I've written about not being as happy as I'd like to be. So I had to make a list recently of the things that actually bring me joy to remind myself. And now that I have the list, I can actually think about those activities and see how I can add them into my daily or weekly or monthly self-care regimen, make them part of my life. With that said, though, I want to just say that it's okay to have negative emotions. Our negative thoughts will generate negative emotions, and we do need to think about what we're thinking about and make sure that we're not stuck in negative thoughts. But sometimes there are things that are just upsetting to us, and we need to actually feel those emotions, not stuff them. Because if we stuff them, then we're going to remain unhappy. But if we feel them and let them go, then we're more likely to be happy. So all of this is kind of a growing process, just like the process of caring for plants. Caring for ourselves is the same. It's a process, and we have to do it consistently and with a lot of love and appreciation and intention. Otherwise, we wither and die emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. But it is possible, I think, to get that green thumb back if we take the time to tend that garden. I think you and I will see ourselves growing and blooming, reaping fruits from these actions. And for me, this is hugely important right now. The more I care for myself, the more I think I'm going to be able to turn my attention to those actual plants, which still need some consistent care. But I'm doing a better job caring for myself, and emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. And I see how that's helping me thrive. And I feel certain that as the year goes on, as 2020 comes to an end and 2021 gears up, that I will be able to that I will see the results of this care for my garden. So I'm really curious, do you have a green thumb that helps you care for your body, mind, soul, and spirit? Are you doing that? Are you caring for your garden? Let me know in a comment down below this video, or if you're seeing it on the blog, you can leave me a comment on the blog. But I'd love to know how you're caring for yourself, how you're making sure that you feed your soul and that you bloom and thrive and bear fruit. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I am a certified high performance coach and a law of attraction coach and a Inspired Results Coach. I am the founder of the Nonfiction Writers University and the Inspired Creator Community. If you are, what I'm passionate about is helping people create what they want, inspiring and motivating them to create what they want. And that often requires getting out of their own way. So that comes down to what's going on up here. And that's the big thing, is to develop mind habits that help you get from where you are now to where you want to go, to achieve a higher level of success and create the life you want, a life that feeds your soul. So if that's of interest to you, you can either join the Inspired Creator Community, link up above. I can't ever tell where it's going to be, link up above. Or if you're interested in high performance coaching, which is personal growth, then please reach out by applying. Again, there's a link up above, and you can apply for a free 90-minute or hour to 90-minute certified high performance coaching session. It's a breakthrough strategy session where you learn the principles of high performance, and you also you learn the principles of high performance, and we get to meet each other. I get to give you some strategies, tips, tools. Right off the bat, you'll definitely have some aha moments, and we can see whether we're a good fit to work together. So both of those are in links up above, and I'd love to support you in creating your dreams and feeding your soul, caring for your garden. So with that all said, that's it for today. And until I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results. Take care of that garden.